He didn't care.
Good morning!
Zaniac!
He didn't care.
Here's a man who's usually wrong,
He didn't care.
but he doesn't care. Here's a man who...
Eat things that'll make a billy goat puke.
You're now rocking with the best. It's the Eric Zane Show podcast. And here's your host, Eric Zane.
Yeah. Gotta make sure these strings are even or Rick will have a temper tantrum. Welcome. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, boy. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. We have begun a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my friendly, family fun, ready, personal adventures. So many of them, my goodness. You know, you can go to just about any show to hear the news of the day and the tabloid shit. Just about, I mean, everybody does that. But there's only one person on the entire planet who can give you the goings on in my brain and life. And, you know, it's my job to make those fun. I will take that duty and present it to you in a timely fashion and order. That is the goal. All right. Each and every day of the week, Monday through Friday, at about this same time. For those keeping score, there's many ways you can get the show. But the two things I park on the most, let's start with the audio podcast. When I get done doing this live show, I take the audio and post it everywhere. You can then download it on whatever podcast app that you like. Just search Eric Zane Show. You'll find it, or you can get it on my website, ericzaneshow.com. If you want it live in the moment where you can make smart-ass comments to me and troll me, Jason Schaefer, who for 2 days has decided he wants to destroy me. I don't know why. What did I ever do to you? Then you can take advantage of that freedom. Freedom! On Twitch. The show is available on Twitch live with the video component. Yes, me live streaming all of this. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. ERICZAN Live. Welcome. When you go to Twitch, follow. Hit the follow button, okay? And then you'll know when I go live. And then if you want to take it a step further, you're going to subscribe on the big red button at twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. It says Twitch Prime. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you get that free. You get one free a month. And please make that me. It's just a couple of keystrokes. And then you take your Amazon Prime account and you link it up with Twitch. That is a huge benefit that costs you nothing if you have Amazon Prime. And it really helps your old pal Eric Zane because it's actually worth dollars, $5, half of which goes to the two Canadian Twitch gurus who help me. And then the other half goes to your old pal Eric Zane. So it's very, very beneficial. So that's something you can do that doesn't cost you a damn dime. If you don't have an Amazon Prime account, you can subscribe with your actual hard-earned dollars. That's totally up to you. This allows you to view the live stream with no ads during. Everybody gets an ad when they start. That's why I started 5 or 10 minutes beforehand. And to kind of get you warmed up. Warmed up with waiting. With this thing that says stream starting soon, I guess. I don't know. But thank you so much. And Patriot Nick is the clubhouse leader by a long shot, because he has whenever he sees someone new, he like gifts a subscription in the channel. That is so kind of you to do that. He just did that for Maureen. He has given 291 gift subscriptions in this channel. That's unbelievable. I mean, that's a lot of cash, Nick. I mean, my God, buddy. I mean, I'm not going to stop you. If you want to do that, you do that. Duchess of New Jersey says, throwing out subscriptions like candy. Also, if you've been with me on Twitch from the beginning, your badge looks to be like a dark blue or a navy blue. For the amount, as the months pass, your badge, it says EZ, changes color. There's also emotes or emojis or emoticons or whatever. If somebody wants to throw up the dogs, I'll do it too. I got Milo, Lincoln, Daisy, Buddy, Benny. Where the hell is Bruce? Okay, there's Bruce. Who am I forgetting? O'Neill. There's O'Neill. Look at that. Those are the legends of this show. So much fun. Okay, enough of this nonsense. I titled the podcast, I have earned back all of my Pooh Bear points, as we do this from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. It is true. I asked the question to the Queen of the Forest, my lovely wife. I go, have I? Because I had been like 3 times I lost all my Pooh Bear points, and this is not good. You do not want to be losing Pooh Bear points. You see, when you've been with the same lovely lady since you're 18 years old, this is how it goes. You have these little nuanced hierarchy moments. And if I upset her, I am losing all my Pooh Bear points. And, it's just not good for the household. I want to try to keep a balance of sweetness here. I try to get out all of my demonic moments here on the show when I act like an asshole. Okay? But I gained them all back. And I'll tell you why in just a second. But however, she did call me this morning and said that I lost some Pooh Bear points. And I said, well, why? What the fuck happened? How could I possibly? You just told me I got them all back. And she says, I couldn't find my keys for my car. And I said, I told you last night where I put them. I did. I said, honey, and I jangled them. And you acknowledged me. I said, I got your keys and I'm putting them right here on top of this little, what do you call it, dresser. And you did say, okay, so do I really lose Pooh Bear points for that? And she said, well, there's something else. So she didn't really say yes or no. She said, went to the next thing. I go, oh, yeah, what's that? She goes, well, I got into my car and I started the motor and the radio was turned way high. I always listen to music really loud. And so it blew her out of the car. And I go, all right, well, you're right. I guess I did lose a couple there. But for the most part, I had them full before she got into the car today. More on that as to how I filled the coffers. But first, I am really, really proud because I have shattered my personal best on the bench press yesterday. I had a full complement of Team Knuckle Dragger in the gym. Brian and Andy are there. Now, those are the two old timers. Not only do they work their asses off in the gym, but they have old man strength. So, I mean, my God. And Andy had been out of the gym for some time due to illness of some type. I don't know what the hell it was. And he's the loud, obnoxious one. He's the pain in the ass. And he's always like busting people's balls inside of the gym. And I'm always like, God, it was so quiet with you gone. Go back to being sick. And then his son, Parker, Parker is like 19, 20 or something like that. And he does not have old man strength. He's actually still growing, It wasn't long ago. He was a fucking nerdy twerp, and now he's a member of the Michigan Army National Guard. So he's on his way to becoming a badass, but he's not there yet. And if I'm going to catch anybody in the bench press department, it's got to be fucking Parker, who you've seen on this show in the chat before on Twitch. Now, I noticed recently that Parker had tried to get up, let's see, I think it was about 185 pounds, maybe 180 pounds. And he had one of the team members of Team Knuckle Dragger spotting him, and he needed assistance. He could not get it, and that was a couple of weeks ago. Well, then I fucked around, and I bench pressed 160. Now, it was a couple weeks ago. I was stoked about that. Last week, I put 165 on there, and Brian from Team Knuckle Dragger, I got the weight like off of my chest, but it stalled. I could not do it. And so Brian helped me get it up. Now, I know you guys are going to say, he said Brian helped him get it up. Well, get your mind out of the gutter. He helped me get the weight off my chest. I could not do it. So then yesterday, I'm like, okay, now Parker was in there with the two Knuckle Dragger members. Well, they're all parts. We're all part of Team Knuckle Dragger. I'm the newest member. Parker was there, and then he left. I was like, shit, well, I'm going to make an attempt at my record here. And because I think I'm banging on the door of him, and if I can surpass young Parker in strength, I'm going to rub it in his fucking face because he deserves it, you know? All right. Maureen, you're given a hard and fast warning. I think he earned his Pooh Bear points back by showering the NFK in an effort to be completely fair here. I usually scream at people for stealing the end of stories. This is the first time I've ever warned you, sweet Maureen. So you might want to button it and let Eric do the show. Remember, this is not the Maureen show. This is the Eric Zane show. All you have to do is get your coffee mug, sit back, and enjoy the ride. Zip. Shh. All right, now she's doubling down. Okay, you see? Here we go. This is how you guys do this. Well, it's so obvious, but okay. Ugh. Hang on a second here. I'll get back to what I was doing, but I'm distracted right now. Sweet Maureen's relatively new to the game, so I might need to bring in Maureen's sister. Sweet Linda, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
What's up with your sister?
I have warned her about eating 300.
Well, it's 600 on Twitch. I mean,
oh.
Yeah. I mean, here I am trying to put this show together. There's a little bit of leaving us a little bit to the imagination. And then she dumps on it and then responds with, well, it's so obvious, but okay. She can't just say oopsie or nothing. Is that when you were growing up with Maureen, was it like that?
Oh, my God. Don't even get me started. It would be the rest of the podcast.
Okay. All right. That is the sweet, sweet sister of Alabama Linda, who, she's relatively new in here, so I try to take it easy on her.
Yes, I appreciate that, but no more.
Okay. All right. I love her and I love you. I don't have her number or else I would have called her.
Oh, I'll get you her number if you want it.
No, it's all good. Ladies have a longer leash. Amanda used to, but she ruined that. She's now on the shortest of leashes. But
Okay. I'm on no leash though.
No, you've never. I mean, you also worked in radio, so you've heard me talk
Correct.
Rick from TC Paintball says Eric's very sensitive in his glass house, you'll find, which is ridiculous to say because, again, all I'm trying to do is make the show enjoyable for everybody. But Rick takes offense because he's a jackass. So this is what I deal with every single day, Linda, you know?
I know. Rick might be hungry for 600.
I think he is.
Saying.
I think he is. Okay. I'm not in the mood to give it, though. I'm just in the mood to chit-chat.
All right. You do your thing. It's your show, Eric.
Okay. Much love.
Love you.
Okay.
Bye.
Love you. Bye. Glass house. You see, now you've taken the my rage. Oh, sorry, Rick. I got to adjust these strings because I know you're weird like that. And if these strings on this hoodie aren't even, you'll lose your mind. What did I do? All I'm doing is trying to do the damn show, Rick. My God. All right. Where was I? You see what happens when you guys do this? Because I can't help but my mind drifts over there on these comments. It's human instinct and nature. It's very, very difficult. All right. Where was I? I digress completely, but that's okay. We've got nothing but time. Nothing but time. Okay? Nothing but time. I was a little nervous when I put 165 on, which is what I struggled with last time I tried to beat my record. This is my record, 165 pounds. All right. And I had one of the guys spotting me, and I threw it up like it was effortless. And then I put 170 on there. Okay, now, I mean, I would have been happy with just 165, 170. I put 170 on there. And I did that all by myself. No hands were on the bar from my spotter. None. And then I put 175. All right. Parker is in the ballpark of about 180 because I pay attention to what he's benching. He could not do that a couple weeks ago. Maybe he can now. I don't know. I put 175 on there, and I forgot who was spotting me. It was either Andy or Brian. And I brought it down, and then it got stuck about 5 inches off of my chest, and it's just floating there. And their hands haven't touched the bar yet. I've got a split second, and if it starts to go down, they're going to grab it. And I put it into low. I shifted into 4-wheel drive low, and 175. I went to throw a high five at, I think it was Brian, and he had made a fist for a fist bump. So my open hand grabbed his fist, one of those weirdo things. I go, oh, that was fucking terrible. Here, high five. High five. Who does high five? What an asshole. And then I ended up missing the high five even. I hit his thumb. Who cares? I was so happy. Oh, my God. Yes. Yeah, that's right. 175 pounds, bitches. And one of the members of Team Knuckle Dragger, when I walked into the gym, said, hey, have you lost a little weight? Uh-oh. Yes. Yes. Oh, my God, please. Please say that I'm starting to at least resemble someone who's somewhat less fat. Holy shit. All right. Again, thank you for being here on Twitch, where I can yell at you. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. They also sponsor my Facebook page. Follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. Andrea says 175 was my max in high school. But yeah, you were a ridiculously strong athlete. In a lot of ways, you still are. I mean, come on. I mean, that makes me quite happy to know that I have the strength of a high school girl. You, in particular, you may go down in history as the strongest high school female ever. Amanda's still whining. You know, I sent him a new Tatum video, and he's still mean to me. What? I don't know what the fuck you're talking. I missed it. And wait, you make it seem like I went out of my way to be mean to you. Anyone who I'm mean to on the show, let's make this perfectly clear. You see, I'm paying attention to your dickhead comments today, audience members. If I've ever been mean to anyone, they've only betrayed me ahead of time. They've either intentionally derailed the show or continued to not take my advice. That is 100% true. Do you ever see me attacking Adam the Odd in Houghton Lake? Adam, when have I ever said anything, quote unquote, mean to you? Has not happened. Alabama Linda, no, never happened. See? So I don't want to hear any of that shit, Amanda. My God. All right. Facebook brought to you by, I already said that. Twitter, at Eric Zane Show on Twitter, brought to you by Blue Frost IT. And then YouTube, the almighty YouTube, brought to you by Frank the Tank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. Reach out to Frank, 616-914-4070. Okay, let's get to what Maureen tried to ruin. And let me just say this. I did stick the loofah, which has a handle on it. It's like a giant pipe cleaner. I did stick it up the NFK's ass yesterday. That is, now I'm not even kidding you. This is, okay, I said this yesterday, and I feel like it's true even more so now. Had I not gone into radio, I think I would have been an exceptional nurse or caregiver, because I have this, it's got to get done. Somebody's got to do it. And it's, the longer I wait, the longer this person's going to be, could become in a poor health, whatever it may be. And let's just get it out of the way, get it done. I have a kind of a blue collar, take your lunchbox to work attitude when it comes to this. And so I really took ownership of the NFK upon picking him up at the hospital. And I got done with that podcast yesterday and did the Patreon. And I said, all right, buddy, let's go get cleaned up. It's time for a shower. Now, this story has all sorts of ridiculous elements to it that I'm so excited to tell you about. This is some funny ass shit. Okay. And yes, I did jam that thing right in between his ass crack and scrub it. I scrubbed the shit out of that asshole. I mean, the loofah, it was working overtime. And the only thing I regret is I did not have gloves on, okay, to keep myself from touching the leavings that were on the loofah, because it's bound to happen, I mean, I'm going to need to do that. But I scrubbed the shit out of his asshole. It is a clean asshole. If someone held a gun to my head and said, you got to go lick an asshole right now, I would have licked his asshole because of how clean it was. I know that because I did a bang-up job on that fucking ass. And I actually said, Kevy, sorry about the awkward. He goes, it's okay. Thanks for taking care of me. He loves me, and I love him. I have bonded with him by scrubbing his asshole. And then I go, okay, turn around. I got to get the other good stuff. And there it was. And the thing is, he would have a normal sized pecker if he didn't have that surgery for that hernia, which produced a lot of ball sack meat, and he's overweight. So it kind of like surrounds it. So if I actually grabbed it and pushed the fat back, he'd probably have a normal sized ding dong, but it's just a little button fucker sticking out there. So I'm like cleaning his dick and his balls area with the loofah and shit. I actually did this before I jammed it up his ass. But no, man, I cleaned the fuck out of him. Okay. more on the whole sequence of things. Let me back up, okay? But I wanted to get ahead of that. I wanted to throw that out there fast for you to hit hard with the comedy. Hit you right between the eyes. But I did that shit. Okay, he can move okay. He's got a cane. And I help him up the steps. And now, I had forgotten one particular thing. For some reason, Benny, the one-eyed wonder dog, does not like him. And Benny, I guess I'm not entirely sure what Benny would do. Benny growls at Bruce when Bruce comes in the room because he thinks that Bruce is going to steal one of his babies. And Bruce keeps his distance. However, he lunges at Kevin. Did I remember that Benny is right inside of the room that we have to go through to get to the shower? Fuck no. No. And that's where our adventure begins. It's a comedy of errors. I go, hey, let me run ahead and I'll get the water going. So I walk through the room. Benny sees me. Oh, there's my dad. Oh, there's my dad. I'm now in the bathroom, and as I'm turning on the hot water, I hear Benny. Ruff. He's a hound. So he's got a real loud bark. Ruff. And he lunges. And I don't know if his face hit Kevin's leg or if I don't think he bit him. I guess I don't know. I was too mortified. Now, Kevin cannot, at the very least, he startled him massively. And Kevin is having a hard time walking. And if he fucking falls, we're talking Daryl Stingley, okay? We cannot have that happen. So this is bad news. So in an instant, I'm like, oh no. The time that it took me to walk from turning on the shower to the 5 feet away, 10 feet away where they are, I'm like, I'm expecting to see Kevin on the floor. So I was worried. And I go, oh. And then he goes, asshole! He screams at Benny. Kevin did not fall over. And then I get out of here. I give him one of these little whack on the head. Well, now, Benny is so traumatized by this. He acts like I just cut off his ears. And he goes, oh, like a bitch. And I'm like, what the? Oh, come on. And I go, Kevin, I'm like, dog. I go, are you okay, buddy? Yeah. He fucking lunged at me. Mother shit, fucking shit. I go, oh my God. Well, yeah, that's ridiculous. I am so sorry. You know, this is rough. Okay. Process that. Then, in fact, after he got into the shower, I go, I'm going to get him out of there for the next time you walk through. So I go and I pick him up, and he's just like, oh, this is the worst day of my life. I can't believe you abused me. He's like that, you know? He's like any 19-year-old today. The dog is behaving like that, you know? If there was an open window, the dog would throw himself out because he's just like any young person today. Or, you know, whatever. Throw himself in a wood chipper. I carry him into Madison's room and I close the door. Put a pin in that, as they say. All right. I go, okay, buddies, get your clothes off. So I have to very carefully get his clothes I have to take the collar off that's around his neck. Okay, I help him. He can't put his arms over his head, so I got to be very careful getting the sweatshirt off. Okay, no big deal. And the water is on, and then it's got the hose. It's the wand, shower wand, which I installed because I'm a certified plumber, and it's like dangling on the ground, not on the ground. It's hanging. So all I got to do is pick it up. So he's in the shower now, and I have the door open. It's a walk-in shower, and I grab it, and as I'm saying, hey, tell me, this is another mistake I made. Instead of saying, hey, put your hand out and test the water or whatever to see if it's too hot, and it was too hot, but I didn't test it that way. I took it, and I just pointed it at where his incision is, And I mean, that's already a very sensitive area. And this water is about 700 degrees too warm. And he goes, ah! Ah! Hot water burn, baby. Charlie Babbitt. Hot water burn, baby. Hot water burn, baby. And I'm like, oh no, I just fucking burned this guy. And he goes, Jesus, man, fucking Christ, man. Shit, fuck, man. It's too hot, man. Turn it down. I go, oh, fuck, shit, I'm sorry. Son of a bitch. And then I go, here, you do it. I'll just hold it, and you tell me. And he puts his hand in there, and he adjusts the thing. He goes, okay, that's good. Oh, my God, I'm so sorry, Kevin. It's okay. It's okay. And then, all right, wash his hair. This is the best shower he's ever had in the last 10 years, okay? I got spots that have not been gotten in forever because I know he doesn't use the handle loofy scrubber thing. I know he doesn't use it, even though we told him to. So, I mean, fuck. I mean, last year when we had that come to Jesus with him, he had only taken 2 showers in over 1 year. So, you know, it's not like he's suddenly going to be particularly vigilant in his cleanliness. But I'm getting all the good parts. I'm scrubbing his underarms. And like I said, I just jammed his asshole full of that thing. That was the last thing I did. I mean, that asshole is spick and span. It is now America's cleanest asshole until he shits himself, which he may have done. And then, okay, that's it. Let's get out of the shower, big guy. Come on, guy. So he gets out, and I have to wipe down his asshole, his crack, and his Johnson. I am actually cleaning his balls. I am nursing it. I am all about it. And I am this far away from his little mushroom button dick. I'm not kidding you, because I had to get down low, and it's staring me right in the face. I could have poked it with my nose. I was that close to it. That's what you got to do. That's what Eric Zane, blue-collar nurse, does. He takes care. So, okay. Then I had to change the dressing on the back. Not where the incision was, but there was these holes in his back where these drains were, you know. And I had to change that out, and then I had to change the pads on his collar and wash them so that they were clean. They were a little grimy. Clean the collar, put him back together again like fucking Humpty Dumpty, put his clothes back on, put his collar back on, and all right, we are done. Done. And then that was it, man. Let him downstairs. It's over. Okay, so then let him downstairs, got him into his chair, and got him his meds. Now I go, Kevin, it's the hardest thing you're going to do all day. The rest of the day, all you got to do is relax. So, and he's super appreciative. I'm telling you, we are bonding more than we ever have. Okay? You would have to think that you would be bonding if you're scrubbing someone's asshole. But I don't know. I'm just looking at it as kind of like, this is my job. This is what I have to do. I am very blessed to be able to be caring for him. I mean, if not, who else is going to do it? And I a lot of it has to do with having the podcast. If I wasn't able to have this podcast and be here in the home with him, I would be fucked, or he would be fucked. There would be a lot of fucked. And I don't know. It just seems to work out best this way. You know? Remember I said, put a pin in that. Poor Benny. When I quickly set him in Madison's room, I just set him down there, and then I close the door. I go back in there, and I look at him on the bed, and he's like, oh, and he's just like hating his life. And I'm like, well, are you still hurt by all that? No, probably. But then the 2 cats are in there, and they're both on the bed, and their ears are sideways, and they're all just staring at each other. And Benny always wants to get at them, but if he's faced with it, he's frightened of the cats. And they didn't move. The cats were on the bed when I put Benny in there, and they didn't move. And Benny is on the bed next to them, but he looks like, he's being held against his will. And they're just sitting there with so pissed. And Benny's like, please don't kick the fuck out of me. Don't do it. And Lincoln has claws. He would beat the shit out of Benny. And Benny's just like, oh no, this is the worst day of my life. First, the guy who takes care of me brutalized me. And now these demon creatures are going to kill me. Oh no. So I'm like, oh fuck. And then I walk in and both cats go, and I think they're doing it to me like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Why did you bring this asshole in here? We don't get along. If it had been O'Neill, they wouldn't have cared because O'Neill does not give a shit about them. Benny has tried to chase them from time to time. So, oh my God, I go, okay, Benny, let's get out of here. I lead him downstairs and he's still rattled. I take him to go get a drink of water because I have a water bowl for him in this room. He won't drink out of it. I take him downstairs. Okay, buddy, let's go get a treat. And he gets into the laundry room and I go, come here. And I start petting him and he's shaking and then he pees. He just starts to pee right there. I'm like, oh my God, you poor thing. He's just distraught beyond belief. I'm like, what the fuck? So then, clean it up, let him outside. He finishes going pee out there. He comes back, and then I sit down on the floor, and he actually gets in my lap and buries his face right between my torso and my arm and just sits there like, the dog's like, Kenny. I'm like, there. It's okay. I had to pet him for like 15 minutes to bring him back. Oh, my God. That was my day. Can you believe that? That all happened. That is your day in NFK. I'm hoping for things to be. I learned a lot. I'm hoping for smoother things happening today. My God. Stevie says Benny reminds me of another person in Eric's family. Do tell. I don't know who you're talking about. Chris quotes Benny as saying, "You're going to kill me now, Dad." Adam says, I never knew that poor-eyed fucker was so edgy. Yeah, he came from a very rough spot. The Duchess of New Jersey. Who would have thought that Benny's the most high-maintenance creature in the Zane household? I don't know. I think we're all pretty high-maintenance. I would say on the high-maintenance scale, Diana is the least amount of maintenance. All right. Very emotional. Cries a lot. Stevie is suggesting that Madison and Benny are the same. Maybe. I'll let you tell her that. All right. Thank you if you followed me on Patreon. Who the hell just signed up yesterday? Michael Thomas? Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Yes. Michael Thomas, thank you for signing up on Patreon yesterday. He signed up for $5 a month. He may be doing the old, let's see how this is. If it sucks, I'm canceling it. The beauty of it is, if you listen for one day after you try me out on Patreon, and it sucks, and you cancel it, you still get the rest of the month. So, in case you're thinking, I want to cancel it now, before I forget, because it stinks so much. Excuse me. And if you like it, I'll let you convert it into a yearly, and I'll save you 10%. Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. That's ERIC Zane. 15 plus hours of additional audio content of different varieties on my Patreon. It all involves me because I'm the biggest fan of me. I have the free daily Patreon bonus podcast. Smarter than a former drug dealer trivia when Dale takes you all on in trivia for cash. The Insane Asylum, my 2-hour music-driven radio show on Northern Michigan's 200. 200? On Northern Michigan's Q100. What the hell was that? You get it before it even airs and without commercial interruption. The Lost Zane Recordings, my old radio show in long-form full shows released twice a week. And then the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, which this week happens tomorrow at 7 p.m. Okay. Thanks to the tax hobbit, the Gins, Troy Ginzer, deadly from downtown. Excellent ball handler, too. Tag Accounting. No matter where you are in the audience, where your location is, whatever part of the country you are in, Troy wants to do your taxes. Go to the website, tagcpa.net, and everything you need to know is there. All the contact info, either email or just calling on the phone. Please say early in either the call or the email, Eric Zane sent me. You are doing my taxes. You have till, what is it, April whatever, April 15th? I don't even know. I don't care. Because in early March, I'm scheduled to get my taxes done by the Gins. I don't know. That's your job. You do it. Here's my info. He takes care of everything for our personal taxes and for the business side of things on the Eric Zane Show podcast. In fact, last year, he goes, what are you doing? I go, what do you mean? He goes, you're not paying enough tax. You're going to get bent over. Remember that story? And he says, you need an S-Corp. I go, what is that? He goes, you don't need to know. I'm in charge. He runs the business for the Eric Zane Show podcast. I actually pay him to do everything. You may have need of that, too. If you're in your own self-employed small business, he can do that. Yeah, hell, even for a medium or a large-size business, he can do it all. But what we're talking about here is your individual tax return. 616-301-9516. That's taxes. That's a big deal. Make the phone ring. As you should for the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage when you're ready to get a mortgage. Whether it be your first mortgage, your 10th mortgage, doesn't matter. Maybe a refi. Maybe you're one of these people who buys properties and then flips them. You need mortgages for all those. Have Mario be your guy. He's my guy, and he should be your guy, too. 231-332-6505. He and his staff will work tirelessly for you. Some of you, he will have to work harder for than others. Okay? Because the way the world is set up, he handles all sorts of different scenarios. Someone who has a terrific credit score, this is an easy process. So anybody can do that mortgage. But he also makes sure that he caters to people who have a horrible credit score for whatever reason. No judging here. And that's half the battle. Sometimes people are like, I'm kind of embarrassed by this. But can you get me a mortgage? I mean, even with my credit, that's kind of stinky. Well, nothing's guaranteed, but he's going to work his ass off to try to make that happen. He's even had clients who he said, I cannot get you a mortgage. However, I've been in the scenario you've been in. Will you take some advice on how we can get you improved quickly to get you that mortgage? This is a process. Call Mario, 231-332-6505 today. Okay, one more. A&E Heating and Cooling, of course, Joe Martinez, Senor Martinez. My gosh, I love this man so much. 616-516-8579 for A&E Heating and Cooling. Make sure your furnace is running as efficiently as possible right now. Because that thing's running a lot, especially where we are here in West Michigan. Right now it's 15 degrees, and it's not going to get much warmer than that here. We're in Arctic air zone right now. Whatever. So we don't go outside for 6 months out of the year around here. That happens. The furnace is running nonstop. Get it tuned up so it runs effectively and efficiently so that you're not wasting whatever it is you're burning, and it's costing you more money. 616-516-8579. If you need a new install, he's going to install the Cadillac of the industry Comfort Maker brand of furnace or air conditioner. Okay. Kyle says just put on some layers and go for a walk outside. It's not that cold. No, you're right. You're right. And I did take the dogs for a walk yesterday. Very icy around here. Almost got killed because Daisy tried chasing the mail truck. And she's strong. But I'm not like going to hang out all day out there. I can just feel the moisture being sucked out of my skin and the wind burning my face. My God. I want to get to the story about the coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Bruce Arians. This guy's an old timer. I think he's like in his mid-60s. Now, back in the day, if you're a football coach, like let's say Woody Hayes, Bo Schembechler. Schembechler, he'd grab your face mask and pull you around and just beat the shit out of the players. And then Dr. Anderson would be having butt sex with the players. And he'd be like, yeah, enjoy your butt sex. Fuck you. By the way, the school, Michigan, just settled a $490 million settlement with 1,000 plus victims of Dr. Anderson. Go blue. What does that work out to? 490 million divided by 1,000. Let's just do that. That means each person, I think most of you could have figured this out without a calculator. $490,000 per. That's crazy. What an amount of money. All right. And then like Woody Hayes from Ohio State. He like that one scene in the Gator Bowl back in the 70s. You old timers may remember this. The Clemson player picked off Art Schlichter or something like that. Schlichter's like, oh, fuck, I just threw the game. Gambling addiction like none other. Incredible. And then Hayes goes up to the player from Clemson and punches him like under the fucking face mask. He was so pissed off that the guy picked the ball off. He punched him in the face. Now, none of this is good. None of this is good. All those examples are terrible examples of it. Should never have happened. But I'm just, kind of setting the stage here. Bruce Arians of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did not do any of this. I'm going to show you what he did. In the Tampa Bay Philly game, this moment happened. Philly muffed a punt. And then they were like scrambling for the ball, and the Tampa players are jumping on top of it. And this dude, Andrew Adams from the Bucs, he's like pulling players off of the pile and talking shit. Bruce Arians wants him to stop because he's afraid of him getting a penalty. In fact, he said, God, what was I don't want to get to it right now, but he ended up saying, yeah, I've seen enough stupid. I didn't want him to get a penalty, so that's why I did what I did. This is what happened. Here's the problem.
When the ball gets
hang on, that's loud as shit. All right. Okay, right here.
Bruce Arians comes in. He's pretty excited. He takes a whack at Adams.
All right, now I want to watch that again in slow-mo. Adams doesn't care. He's like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? This guy's trying to pull someone off the pile. 26, Adams here. And Arians comes strutting in. He says, hey, knock it off. And he smacks him on the head. And then that's it. Now, the way they described this, they made it seem like it was like terrible.
Bruce Arians comes in. He's pretty excited. He takes a whack at Adams. And I don't know if he's...
Troy Aikman laughs. Adams barely notices. When it happened in real time, No one noticed. It was this replay that turned everything on its head. Now, he's been fined $50,000 for abuse of his own player. Look at
Bruce Arians comes in. He's pretty excited. He takes a whack at Adams.
That is so awesome. Okay. So, okay. A $50,000 fine. The Duchess of New Jersey says, so would Bruce Arians swat Tom Brady on the helmet? I don't know. Is Tom Brady pulling people off of a pile and talking shit? I see what you're trying to do there. Who knows? I don't know. How about we focus on what's actually going on? That is, Bruce Arians slaps this guy's helmet and says, hey, shut the fuck up. Arians defended his actions on Monday, saying that he was trying to prevent Adams from committing a penalty. Arians apparently thought that Adams was going to try to pull Eagles players off the pile following a muff punt by Philadelphia by Jalen Reagor. I've seen enough dumb, Arians said. Excuse me. Hang on. You can't pull guys out of the pile. We just got a big play, great field position. He's trying to pull a guy out of the pile, and I was trying to knock him off that guy so he didn't get a penalty. They fined him $50,000 for striking a player. Oh, my God. This, to me, is, I don't know. This is just stupid. This is more of that mindset of, well, there's a lot of pussies in the world, frankly. This is on the show Undisputed with, what's the guy's name? Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. Listen to these two sit around and agree with each other. How boring is this and how shitty is this?
Just maybe the familiarity. I don't know. Maybe he has some kind of relationship where they feel like they have a two-way street. I don't think so.
No.
But not only did he slap him upside the head, then he kind of goes after him with the left, with his elbow. You know, he kind of elbows into him. It was like crazy behavior.
No, it wasn't. I didn't see that. I didn't feel that way at all. What do you guys think?
It was like what I say about Psycho Tom, where he just goes crazy during a game. It's like B.A. went Psycho Bruce.
B.A.'s Bruce Arians.
It's such a bad look, especially to your point in 2022 on a big
Skip. Let me tell you something, Skip. Skip, let me tell you. You cannot do that, Skip.
Stage game.
Right.
On Fox.
Skip.
Playoffs. You just can't do it. And I'm hoping, as I hope Dak apologizes today, I hope B.A. kind of, I would prefer him to apologize, but at least give us some perspective on this. He was asked by Rick.
Shannon Sharp looks like a really muscly fucking Urkel to me. He looks like Urkel on steroids.
Stroud down in Tampa last night about it, and he sounds like
fucking mushmouth.
Dismissed it like, yep, that's exactly what I did. Like he thought it was perfectly within bounds, and I thought it was way out of bounds.
No. Skip.
Skip.
That's what we do as players. When you upset
this guy, I could never ever take anyone serious who sounds like a fucking idiot.
Another player, and you like, okay, we're gonna do this. That's how you shove somebody in the side of the head. That's how you shove somebody in the face. But I'm not gonna let no coach. I've never had a coach that I've been that familiar with as a grown man. Because Skip, I'm at home.
Skip,
I can hear Mike. I can hear Alex. I can hear what people were saying if you wanted to get my attention. You can yell my name. It's Skip.
This reaction is as if Bruce Arians pulled out a fucking Tommy gun and shot everybody on the field.
We're at home, and I'm back. Skip, I'm 3 feet away from you. I'm 5 feet away from you. I can hear everything you're saying. You could have said, Anthony.
Does Shannon Sharp have Williams syndrome? Look at the size of his mouth. I mean, the actual amount of space that it takes up on face. It's like it's 3 inches too large.
Get the hell up out of there, bro. You're going to get a penalty. What are you doing? But to hit him side the head in that manner, Skip, it was like he What are you doing?
Oh.
What I'm doing about to whip your you know what.
Okay. Good.
So now we got a situation where I got to address like, I'm very fortunate that I played with coaches that had a lot more respect than me.
If I'm Skip Bayless on that show, I'm just laughing. I'm just cracking up every time this guy talks. Skip. I was Skip.
I think that's what it comes down to, Skip, because it's a respect thing. And I think in that situation, BA let his emotions get the best of him. I understand, Skip, it's the playoffs, and you go home. It's finality to this. But that is unacceptable.
I got it. And Shannon, to your first point,
you see, this would be a good show if Bayless was like, well, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Are you telling me that this is a big deal? But no, they won't do that. Jason Mays, coach can't slap a player upside the helmet, but a bunch of grown-ass men can slap each other on the ass after every single play to say, well done. Well, that's a little different. It's the aggression, I think, is the problem. Wings Guy 71's referencing Lomas Brown says, I need to hear him say, that's right, Dan. Lomas Brown and Shannon Sharp in the same room would be, oh, fuck, those two having a conversation? Jesus. Whew. All right. So that's where I'm going to leave that. That's bullshit that this is even happening. What a stupid thing. No, one more thing I want to get to before I move on. Not related to that. The 49ers beat the Cowboys at Dallas, and the Dallas fans went crazy. This is Trent Williams of San Francisco. Watch this reaction as he's walking off the field, and the Cowboy fans are giving him shit. Look at this guy's giving him the finger. Look at this picture is going around here. Look at these two. This one guy's laughing. This guy's giving him the finger. You got San Francisco fans there, and then Trent Williams is pointing at the guy and cracking up. Yes. Fucking A. Cowboy fans flipping off Trent Williams gave us one of the most iconic photos in 49ers history. Yes, I am so happy that this happened. I love the Cowboys fans because they're actually kind of taking it in stride while they're giving him the finger, and he's just rolling with it. That is the way to handle that. Oh, yes. I love it when we see human sides of athletes, beyond just running and hitting each other and doing great things on the field when they're actually, when something like this happens. All right. Before I bring in Kyle for Let's Kill with Kyle, don't forget Full House Comedy. If you want to go see a comedy show, fullhousecomedy.com. Scattered throughout the greater West Michigan area and beyond. Fullhousecomedy.com. Brett Ernst is in town this weekend. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, 616-532-6600 for Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. Terrific organization, working very hard to earn your business, servicing all makes and models of Asian, domestic, and European vehicles with the exception of Volkswagens. Of course, specializing in hybrids and EVs. So if you want to take advantage of that, that's all you have to do. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. Google reviews like you wouldn't believe. Amazing. You can see all of those by going to irvines.com. Sarah Honda Granville invites you over to see them and check out their fine selection of certified pre-owned cars. We're in that funky spot right now that if you want a brand new car, you kind of like have to pick it out, and then they say, all right, it'll be here soon. So what they're doing at Sarah Honda Granville is you're basically sitting down and picking out everything you want on the vehicle, and then it's almost like a custom job for you. That's how it's being positioned. But that's fine if you want to do it that way. But then they are loaded down with certified pre-owns and used cars, which just the way of the world right now until we kind of, it's like the biggest concern in the world, getting rid of COVID and getting chips in cars, for God's sake. Until that gets rectified, you're getting a certified pre-owned or a used car. And they have a ton of them at Sarah Honda Granville. Online at sarahhondagranville.com. Shop online there or check them out at their showroom on Kennewa, right by the Cracker Barrel, where you can get a glass of water with bleach. Talked about that story on the Patreon. Every so often, once a week actually, on Thursdays at about this time, I bring in the one and only Kyle from Dumpster Divers. We are good.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Now you're back in your original surroundings, so you're back to being shiny. Last time we spoke to you, you were in a different setting, and I didn't see the shine. But now you're shiny again. Okay, so that's good.
I'm shining.
Yep.
I feel shiny. When I feel shiny, I feel good.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. What's going on in your world, Kyle? Thanks again for joining us.
So, first thing I was going to say is that it was funny when you texted me about the bangers again, because Zane, saying bangers, it like mentally helped me prepare. I feel like when we call them bangers, it's just a better show.
Well, I know that people that are much younger than me use that term, like, oh man, this song's a banger, or whatever it is, and you using, hey man, I got bangers. I was like, I got to get on board with that. So for me to use that, I'm glad that it made you feel good and kind of got you in the mindset of preparing for this show.
You know, the funny thing is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, if you have the knowledge to do this, isn't it like British? Like, doesn't that come from British people saying like bangers and stuff?
I'm not positive, but I think bangers might be, I've heard the term, people who are in Great Britain say bangers and mash.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. We need someone to Google this for us. That's what we need.
Adam says the bangers are sausage, but here in the U.S., that's not, So if you were to be in England and you said, oh, man, hey, guys, check, I got some bangers for you, and you're talking about songs, they're going to like, wow, you got sausage. Holy shit.
Yeah. I think that's the correct response to when someone yells to you that they have sausages. I think you say, holy shit. I think that's the way to go.
Well, and also in England, this is true. And it's just the craziest thing, but a fag is a cigarette. Did you know that?
Yeah, that I had a little knowledge on.
But, if you were to say here in the U.S., man, I want to suck on a fag, people would be like, well, wait a minute, that's way not cool to say. That's a real problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Have you ever been a fag sucker?
No. I mean, no. I've tried a cigarette before, you know what I mean? Like, but I've never bought a pack of cigarettes.
If you were doing stunts for me, I'd have you go out on the street and ask people if they've got any fags.
Hey, that would be cool. Doing stunts. I mean, hey, this could be a development later in time.
I think you'd be excellent at it. Just because the way you carry yourself, I think you'd be hilarious at it.
That I agree with you. I think.
Yeah.
I think that would be. I think we got to talk about it for when it's warm.
Right. Perhaps, man. All right. Excellent. So, off the top of your list today, what are some of the bangers you have for us today, Kyle?
Yep. So first thing is, now that people can see me, listen, guys. I know I need a haircut. Okay. I need a nice little haircut. That's true. It's gonna happen soon. Problem was, just in case anybody was wondering, Problem was, there's like a lot of little kids in my family. You know what I mean? Like I got a kid. You know, I got nieces and like tons of nieces and nephews. And with this, like everybody's sick like all the time now, right? Like all the little kids are like sick 24/7. So I just, you know what I mean? Like, and the way the world is now, it's like if you have ever seen a sick kid in your life, you can't get a haircut. You know what I mean? So everybody's get pretty close to fine now. So a haircut's going to be happening before the next show.
Okay. So are you suggesting that this audience is going, hey, man, let's talk about Kyle's long hair? I mean, have you seen that? Because I haven't seen that.
No, I don't mean like from the I'm just imagining, like, I know you guys can see me. I'm just like imagining like somebody like sitting there, like hand on chin, watching the show, just kind of listening.
It looks good.
Go, that fucking guy needs a haircut.
I disagree. I think your hair looks awesome. What do you? I think you're your own worst critic, is what this is.
No, it's out of control, man. Especially when I get outside, like I'm driving around and stuff, and I get out of the truck and the wind's blowing. It's not good.
Okay. Well, I'm just telling you. I think it looks fine. Sarah says, I love your hair. I think your hair is luxurious.
Hey, I'll take it. If I can get the luxurious label from Eric Zane, dude, I'll take it.
All right, good. All right. What else you got for us?
So I got on here. This is just another mention thing. I was listening to this last Friday, maybe, when you put on like that show, but it wasn't live. It was like from the past. You know what I mean? Like the not best of or whatever.
Yes.
I was listening to that, and here's the conclusion I came to, Eric Zane. You in the old days, because you mentioned in the intro part, you're like, my timing was different. You know, I talked different, that type of stuff. Your past Eric Zane kind of sounds like current Kyle, if you ask me. And I think that's why you cut me off in the stories, because it brings you back to times of the past.
Okay, so maybe too many details.
No. I'm saying I don't. One of the first stories that popped up, you started talking and you were like cutting yourself off and like going different directions within your own sentences, which is me. You know
okay.
I mean? That's the college delivery method right there.
Okay. I can totally see that, and that's interesting to hear from your perspective. I still do that to this day to some degree, but maybe not as pronounced, or maybe it doesn't happen as often. I thought you were going to say that I like, maybe to be like you, I tell some dumb story about how you changed your hair in order to break the ice with the stupid coworkers.
No. I was just, your delivery, and this actually kind of brings us full circle to like 2 months ago. Your delivery is similar to me, which means your delivery is pretty Aspergery. So in the old days, now you've healed yourself.
Okay.
But the old days were pretty Aspergery.
All right. I'll take it. Well, I've often said autism is so amazing, I want it.
That's good. I like that.
Well, I mean, I'm not kidding you. There's when my wife, she works in the schools, and there's one young person who has like this gift, and what it is have you ever saw the film Rain Man?
Yeah. I think we talked about this person before. The last time we were talking about Asperger's-ness.
Oh, okay. About the kid who can remember all the dates?
Yeah, yep.
Oh,
which is cool.
It's incredible. I'm like, how do you even do that? But he does. I mean, if you
I don't know.
If you say to him, what day of the week was my birthday in 1985? And he sits there for about this long, and he says that was a Wednesday. And I'll tell him my birthday. I'll say, what day of the week was my birthday? July 7th in 1985. And he'll say, that was a Wednesday, Eric. And I'm like, and then I look it up. I grab the phone, look it up in the calendar, and he's right. Like, how? Incredible.
I know.
Anyway, yeah.
I did. This is off topic of what I wrote down, but I did watch this like this thing about like superhuman, like superhumans, but like people who can do that stuff. I think it was called Superhumans. But anyways, this one dude was basically like saying how he can like solve any math problem at any time, and he'll just like think think of it, like think of the numbers,
Right.
and the number just appears in his eyes. Like he can see it in his eyes. Like I'm like, how crazy would that be if someone, hey, what's this? And then the number just pops up in your eyes and you say it and it's right every time.
Right.
That's crazy.
Some people suggest that what these things are evolution happening before our eyes, and these are people who are kind of getting some of the evolutionary traits, but not all, and so they still have dumb shit MAGA stuff in their symptoms, and then they have the super brainiac stuff too. So there you go. And then there's a comment: is a symptom of Asperger's the ability to make up words, suggesting that you may have Asperger's?
Absolutes for sure.
All right, what
That's
else?
how I feel about it. You know what I mean?
What else you got, Kyle?
So before I get into just two other things, I did where remember when everyone was like ripping me a new one and beating my ass about that lame story, and then I had to like hop in the truck, so I signed off. But then you were gonna bring me back in to ask me like, oh, like, are you okay or whatever? But you brought me back in, but I was gone.
Right.
So on my screen, the only thing that popped up was that name that I wrote down before I signed into the to the Zoom.
Okay.
And the name I wrote down was Balchinian. And you like wanted to bring me back in, and the only thing that popped up was Balchinian, and then you like exited out really fast. That was funny, man.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for pointing out that moment when I almost brought you back in.
Yeah. So, anyways, the only reason I wanted to mention it is because I wrote down Balchinian, and I don't know where that ever came from, but I know it was in a movie or like a show at some point.
It was.
And it's just funny. I don't know.
Men in Black.
Balchinian was on Men in Black?
Correct. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I like that.
Will Smith.
Thanks for telling me that, because that solves a lot of stuff in my mind.
All right, we're starting to get stuck in the mud here. Would you fucking get it together so we can talk?
Yep.
All right.
Let's do it. So the day in history, right? So I looked it up about what happened today in history. Nothing really, but here's what we know. Today was, I guess, probably unofficially, the first game of basketball was played today in 1892. So here's what we know. Only took us, about 130 years to fuck that game up. You know what I mean?
You're, I take it, not a fan.
Yeah, I grew up. I started watching basketball in the 90s, and I missed the 89 90s, like the Pistons teams, and they're real good. So me and my dad will watch like little documentaries and stuff about the bad boys, and so I'm really into that type of basketball. You know what I mean? Like playing defense, team ball. You know what I mean? Like winning that way. I can't get into it nowadays. It's just a bunch of dudes just jacking shots.
Uh-oh. It's been a little wonky there. Look at you're frozen. Uh-oh. Come on back. Look at him. He looks fantastic. It looks like you're actually pushing. Okay, you're starting to come back.
Can't do it.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You're starting to come back. You were gone for about
I'm back. Yeah.
Yes. You were gone for about 30
That was
seconds.
weird.
Sit still. Try that. This is
okay. I'm sitting still. Did you hear me say everything or no?
It went away when you were talking about team play.
Yeah. Basically, just talking about how I don't really like basketball today. Just
Right. Yeah.
it's just not my style. But that's all right.
I get that too. I don't watch a bit of it. The only I do, however, I have a Grand Rapids Gold game tonight. I love being there in person to see those teams play, but I struggle with it on TV.
Yeah. In-person games are always a little bit different. Okay, so this is the biggest banger of them all to talk about, okay?
Okay, so far you've had 0 bangers.
I feel like they banged a little bit. I feel like, you know, they were more than a tink. I would say it was like a steel drum.
All right. Finish strong with a real banger.
All right, so get this, right? I learned that, and I haven't done too much research on this because I just found out about it yesterday. But get this, right? They're doing this thing now, and me and Emilio were talking about this yesterday. They're doing this thing now with cows at like slaughterhouses / dairy farms or whatever. So they got these bad boys locked up in cages or whatever, like when they're, you know, doing their things or whatever.
Sure.
And what they started doing is putting like virtual reality headsets and headphones and stuff on the cows while they're locked up. And then they they're saying, oh, we're doing this for the mental health of cows or whatever. But here's the thing. They're just, so in the VR headsets, it's like a pasture, like they think they're in a pasture or whatever. So here's the thing. They're like tricking these cows into believing that they're in a pasture and they're not really locked up and like we're not like sucking all the milk out of them or whatever. So it's the Matrix, right? Like that's the Matrix. That's the plot of the Matrix.
So they're doing this
right now is what I want you to know.
So they're doing this with cows, you're saying?
Yeah, dude.
I'm sure the cows hate it. I mean, those fucking things are huge and they put it on their fucking heads. It's probably like torture for the cow. The cow's like, get this fucking thing off. I'd rather just look at the wall than have this stupid thing on my face.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I know. There's a lot of thoughts to have about it.
And by the way,
what if the cow is just like, oh, here I am. I'm in a field. Like,
well,
chill. Like, this is cool.
I think
and he's tricked.
I'm going to have to see proof of this because it sounded fake when you talked about it. But Jason is just saying that sounds like a Babylon Bee article, which is like The Onion.
You know, you're right. I do gotta look it up. But one of the things I saw was like video. Like it was like a video footage of like cows with like headsets on.
Okay, hold on. Our cows.
That could be fake too. You're right. These days you don't know. It could be fake. But if it's true, we're doing the Matrix to cows, dude. That's pretty messed up.
Let's see. In 2019, the cows in Moscow were fitted with a prototype virtual reality headset that simulated green grass in an attempt to see if they could reduce their anxiety. No, I do not think that this is a fake story. This is a true story.
Heck yeah.
It sounds fake, but you are correct. This has been attempted in the past. So.
That's nuts. Okay, so I didn't realize that it was from 2019. So that is interesting. I thought it was just like happening now.
Well, it still may be happening. I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't a fake story.
Yeah. So it was just trippy because like the Matrix itself, like that movie, like pretty complicated, and there's like a lot of levels to it.
Yeah.
But then like I'm like, if they're doing it to cows, I'm like, you know, that opens up like the whole wormhole. Like, you know, how far can you go down it to be like, do we have headsets on right now? You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, we do.
It was just trippy because I'm like,
okay,
yeah, that's true.
we actually have what the cows have. That's actually happening. So I don't think they're gonna actually like. I don't think we actually now have them on. So that whole thing that you talked about was super dumb.
Wait, the cows thing? I think this is big news. I think this is like
whole thing is terrible. 0 bangers. You gave me 0 bangers today. Not a one banger.
Oh man, I felt confident about my bangs on that one, but if I mess it up, I'm sorry.
All right, no, it's all good because if you fail on your bangers, that's good because I'm gonna make fun of you. I need to.
As long as it makes for good TV.
I need to go down the road of you for a haircut. You called it a hair key.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely is absolutes, and a banger is a bang. Those are words you shortened today. Kyle, I thank you again.
Yeah, just shorten them up.
You're a good man. I appreciate you.
For sure.
Yeah. Hey, have a safe day delivering dumpsters today. Are you doing that today? Are you delivering dumpsters?
Dude, we're dropping off dumpsters. We're doing some junk removal, having some meetings. It's a pretty good day. Still looking for some demo work. So yeah, let us know, guys.
All right. Very good. I'll talk to you. Okay, buddy?
All right. See you guys.
Okay, talk to you. Kyle from Dumpster Divers. He's a good man. He loves being on the show, and he loves you. Thank you, Kyle. I apologize for the visual element to it. I thought I had that secure. I still struggle from time to time. Not a huge deal. As I say hello to the Canadian Twitch guru himself, the one and only Don Collins is here. Welcome, buddy. Good to see you. All right. Kyle from Dumpster Divers. Sweet. Okay. I got to show you another video. This one just popped. It is at a Northwestern basketball game. Okay, hang on a second here. Oh, man. You see, I think I've screwed up everything. All right, I'm back. I thought for a second I was not back, but I'm back. Okay, here you go. You see this guy right here in the red? He's a Wisconsin basketball fan, cheering on the Badgers. Across the way is the student section for the Northwestern Wildcats. He's like, giving them a bunch of shit during the game. He wants his team to win, whatever. And he sees that the Wisconsin basketball faithful, or the Northwestern basketball faithful, there's a number of Asian people that are there cheering on the Northwestern Wildcats. This guy was kind of being a jerk, so some dude busts out his phone and shoots video of this guy giving shit to the Northwestern players. And watch what he does to the Asian students. Okay. Oh my Let me back this up so we can get it full screen. As big of a screen as I can get. Look, the guy goes, no, oh my God. So the guy gives him the finger, and then he makes his eyes slanty so that the Asian students will see that. You might even be able to get their reaction. They're all sitting there like, what? Oh my God. Look at all these Asian people. These Asian, maybe an Asian. There's a lot of Asian people that go to that school, apparently, or at least at this basketball game. They're all like, oh my God, I can't believe this fucking idiot did this. And then they like kick him out, And then while he's walking out, the students, and then he does it again. He did it again to him. This is ugly. This is not good. This guy, man, tell you what, something like that happens nowadays. Society is willing to end your life because you got caught doing this on camera. It's okay. Okay, if you feel this way, if you feel that it's okay to do that, and let's be honest, it's not. I mean, yes, you can sit there and say, it's just words, it's just being a jerk, but yeah, I know. Boy. It's just kind of real greaseball shit, I listened back to when I in old days on the radio, and I used to mock, and things like calling someone gay. If you do that now, man, you're fucked. About the only thing I will do is say that accents are okay because they sound awesome and hilarious. Crank says, I feel racist because I had to squint in order to see the video. Well, that was the best I could do. There's no way around it. On TikToks, I couldn't make it any bigger. Maybe I could if I had a little more presence, but thanks for the insult. Doing that. Holy shit. This guy, Kate says, I bet he's going to get kicked out of the school. That's the type of thing that follows you, the whole stupidity of doing something like that. I mean, he's young enough and old enough to know better. And what I mean by that is young people are more aware of shit like that than old fucks. Old people think that it should be okay to do that stuff, you know? But, God. Yeah, it would not surprise me if he's kicked out of the school and then they, his family has to move. He can never get a job. And then that guy ends up like killing himself or something like that. Holy shit. My God. I want to see if I can actually make it bigger. Now I'm like, I feel like an idiot. Hang on a second here. No, I don't think I can. I think this is, I just hearted it. I don't want to do that. I think that's as big as I can make it. Oh, there we go. That's better, isn't it? Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, I got it down now, man. What's happening? Look at him. Look at this guy. Oh, shit. No.
Yo. Oh, my
God, I can't.
Oh, shit. He's still doing it.
For him to unapologetically, I mean, with and he's sitting around people that know him and probably like him, and what I mean, my God, is there no one in his circle that says, "Look, dude, you can't be doing that shit, you fucking idiot"? I mean, all right, if you can pull that off, you got to at least do it on less of a stage. The whole world knows who you are now. That video's a few hours old, couple of days old. Everybody probably knows who he is. He's probably been kicked out of the school by now, lost his bank account, lost his job. His family's dead. They took his dog. All those students from Northwestern that he did it to, they've probably all killed themselves. There's huge ramifications because of this. Oh, shit. All right. I would love to help your business. Reach out to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Join the army of sponsors that have been able to make this show what it is. Thank you so much for supporting the sponsors, like Prince Arming right here. How about them? Shoreliner striping parking lots. Who's next? Go. Tag Accounting. Oh, my God. All right, we got it going on here. If you have a business that is doesn't even have to be a local business, okay? If you have an online platform that is anywhere in the U.S., I can help you. All you have to do is reach out to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com, and I can tell you all about it. Like Frank Fuss. Buyinsurancehere.com, My Policy Shop Insurance. Frank's number, call him or text him, 616-914-4070. First thing you do when you text or call, mention me. Say, Eric sent me. I need help with blank. 3 things that he's really wants me to hit on. First and foremost, the Medicare system. If you or someone you know is 65 or older or getting ready to turn 65, bang on his door and let him wrap you in his insurance hunting goodness. He will help you navigate that system. He did this for my brother-in-law, the NFK. Had this surgery that he just got been done before January 1, Kevin would be massively in debt. Thanks to the NFK sniffing that out, He said, no, you're doing this wrong. He changed Kevin's Medicare policy so that it has more coverage. So this is not a big out-of-pocket cost for him. Had he not caught that, we'd be screwed. That's what I'm talking about. You probably need some type of Medicare, you or someone you love, Medicare type of tune-up. I realize not everybody listening to this show is 65 or older. 55 maybe, but definitely not 65. Yeah, but you probably know someone. So think about Frank, 616-914-4070. Also, life insurance. Oh, my God. You need a life insurance policy unless, if you're single, I could see maybe not. But if you have people that are in your circle, your significant other, your children, what's going to happen in the unlikely event that you pass? You just don't know. The last thing you want to be doing is having, after you pass, your family struggling. So spend a few bucks and get this taken care of. Call or text Frank 616-914-4070. Blue Frost IT is the managed IT service provider for this show. That's managed work. They also do project work. The project could be you upgrading your equipment. And why it's important to reach out to these folks at Blue Frost IT is because, let's say whatever you do for your business, you're an expert at that, but you're not an expert as to what equipment you need, right? That's why save yourself time and, in a lot of cases, money by sitting down for a free complimentary consultation with Alan from Blue Frost IT. You tell him what your business does, what line of work it is, what your needs are, and then he's going to say, well, this is the type of tech you should have. He's going to help you purchase, make an informed decision, and doing all of that, okay? He helps you purchase it too, and then he sets it all up for you. And then he transitions you from that project work to managed work, because as you continue to, you're not done. My God, if a year down the road something goes haywire beyond your control, you need Alan. That's what they do at Blue Frost IT. That's why they've been rated the #1 computer company in West Michigan, okay, by their peers. 616-200-8550 for Blue Frost IT. Finally, I just mentioned Prince Army. If you want to get your CDL, what is wrong with me? Your pistol license, so I'm trying to say. I'm getting it mixed up with the test that I have to take. I'm clearly circling the drain here. What an idiot. Anyway, pistol school comes up in February. The class is $125 for the CPL CCW class. CDL, what an idiot. February 5th, it's a couple of weeks away, 8 a.m., a Saturday. The class costs you $125. When you're done with the class, you'll have your certification. You're going to take that over to the county that you live in Michigan and get your pistol license. If you want more information on this, you can find Prince Arming, like Prince Charming, but no CH, on Facebook, or click on their logo at ericzaneshow.com. You can also go to their website, princearming.com, and sign up, or just call or text Steve Prince, 616-204-1705. The country of India may need to be destroyed. I have 3 stories. First one is an update on the cluster fuck community in one part of India. The Beed district, B-E-E-D, of the Maharashtra state. So that's like, Missouri. Maharashtra is where the monkeys were pissed off. Remember this? Some dog mauled a baby monkey. This is months ago. and I'm not making this up, more than one monkey that knew the baby, maybe it was his parents, I don't know, was grabbing puppies off the street and then going to the tops of buildings and flinging them off. I'm not even kidding. Or taking them to the tops of trees and throwing them out of the trees. Puppies. Can you imagine just trying to go about your day-to-day life in this region of the world? Maybe you're a merchant or something like that on the street selling, bats to eat or shit like that, or a fucking rug, and you're just trying to make a living. You smell like shit all the time. It's always a terrible life. You live in a mud hut. You smell like fuck. And, you're doing this job selling your fucking rugs, and puppies are crashing down on the ground all around you. I mean, you got to be like, fuck, I got to get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do. Well, that actually had been happening. 250 puppies and dogs had been killed in the revenge attacks following the death of the baby monkey. Officials with the Forest Department from the Bede district of Maharashtra have caught the monkeys. They have caught them. They trapped them on Sunday. And then here's the thing. Eric Zane. They released the monkeys back into another part of the community. And I'm like, well, you fucking idiots. This is why you live in the shithole place that you live. This is why when these people are walking down the street, there's a chance that a puppy can come flying out of nowhere and crash down onto them. Can you imagine being killed by a puppy? Flying down from the rooftop. They didn't even kill the monkeys. Shit. 2 monkeys involved in the killing of many puppies have been captured by Nagpur Forest Department team in Bede, said Sakyan Kand, Bede forest officer, told India's ANI news agency. The monkeys were transported to a forest where they were released. Images released show the monkeys caged after being captured. I'll even share this with you so you can see these assholes. Look at these 2. This guy right here. This asshole is the one. He's a puppy murderer, this dude. That's not that much larger than no, it's quite a bit larger, actually, than the monkeys that we interacted with when we were in Honduras. Now, those were fun monkeys. Those were good monkeys. But this dick is a puppy killer, and they just let it go. My God. The attacks had been happening for 3 months, and it took them this long to catch these fucking monkeys. And it was only 2 of them. Now, dogs there aren't like dogs here. They don't give a shit about dogs in a lot of countries. Like in Honduras, they're fucking everywhere. Okay? They're like vermin. Dogs are fucking everywhere. They just roam the streets in packs. I've seen this in Honduras, and I've seen it in Memphis. When I visited Memphis, I will never forget the amount of dogs just roaming the street in that shit show city. Okay? What they need to do is get a couple of these monkeys and set them free not in Honduras. Who gives a shit about that? In Memphis. Okay? So the monkeys finally are caught. But that's not all. Another story. Same country. Nearly the same scenario, but worse. Monkeys drown 2-month-old baby in India by throwing it in water tank. My God. Remember that video I showed you a couple weeks ago of, I forget where it was, the monkey riding the motorcycle or a bike or something like that, and then saw a child on the side of the road? We got to watch that again. Monkey on bike steals baby. It's worth it. It's worth the awkwardness of me trying to find the fucking thing. You think I'm kidding? All right, hang on here. We got a stupid ad. Come on.
Very strange video you're about to see here, a viral video. You're gonna have to watch it a couple of times, really. This is a
Oh my God.
bicycle grabbing a toddler and trying to drag the kid away.
Come on. One more.
Video you're about to see here, a viral video. You're gonna have to watch it a couple of times, really. This is a monkey riding a little bicycle, grabbing a toddler and trying to drag the kid away. The monkey was
Indonesia.
entertainment group in Indonesia, which is why you can hear music in the background. The monkey came riding down the narrow street and then
Holy shit. Look at the kid. I always love
understandably traumatized.
They didn't show, but the kid ended up getting up and just walking back to these other kids on the step here.
He suffered a few scratches.
Okay. That is unbelievable. Every time I see it, I can't believe that actually happened. There's a spot in the world where that can take place. Well, all right. That one ended up okay. This one did not. A group of monkeys have killed a 2-month-old child in Bagpat, India, by drowning him in a water tank. You know, the locals there, they don't give a shit. They don't care. My God, when the monkeys are throwing the puppies off of roofs, okay? They didn't do anything. According to local news reports, the child was sleeping next to grandma in a room next to a terrace. The monkeys entered through the open door and dragged the child away. A station house officer at the local police station in Chandanagar told the Times of India the baby was found floating in the water tank hours later. Local reports, they do not care about safety in India. Open water tank, monkeys roaming the streets, stealing people. Local reports added that police are alerting forest officials to take necessary action, describing the monkeys as a menace. Yeah, I mean, my God, just lay waste to all the fucking monkeys. How hard is it to shoot a fucking monkey out of the tree? Who gives a shit about the monkey? Kill them all. I mean, monkey side. This is this is an opportunity. What you do is you get all the local maniacs, okay? If we had this problem here in the United States, this would be a perfect thing to get all of these militia MAGA scum to actually put them to good use. They have no use here in the United States now. Okay, these are worthless people. So let's go ahead and get all the MAGA scum and people who are in militias and round them all up and say, we need you to, this is a hypothetical scenario. Only a little bit of it is true. The part that's true is referring to them as MAGA scum. You take the MAGA scum and the militia scum and say, we need you guys. We know you're all stupid and you have bloodlust in your brains. Go ahead and kill all of the monkeys in our communities. And they will do it. And they'll put them in the back of their trucks with Confederate flags and fuck Joe Biden flags and Trump 1 flags and Trump 2024 flags and don't tread on me flags and truck nuts. And they'll go over to Dean's house and they'll have a cookout and eat the monkeys. That's what would happen here in the United States if we were, see, we've got it covered. We would not have this problem. Okay? And for all these MAGA scum, they would look at this as a race war, and that's what they want, and they would love that. So that's essentially the way they would think. It's horrible. I wouldn't think that way, but I mean, I can't, change the way they feel about the world. It's horrible. That's the only way we could get through this. Thank God they're here. In the event that we are ever attacked by monkeys, we can rely on them to save us. It would finally give them something to do. And then they wouldn't be able to attack our capital and raid our state capitals and kill our police officers. This is all true. This is the way it has to be. All right. Put them in a plastic Meyer bag and throw them in a tree. Much too strong. Much too strong for that. You need weapons. You need weapons. Okay? All right. Who is our asshole of the day? What do we have here for asshole of the day? First of all, at the gym, Team Knuckle Dragger reunited. 175 pounds in the bench press. How about that? Scrubbing the NFK's asshole. Maureen getting her first lecture on the show with jumping ahead on the story and possibly guessing the answer. And then doubling down when I told her to knock it off. What are you doing? Bruce Arians fined $50,000 for I still can't figure out why. Shannon Sharp, skip. You don't do that. Skip. And Shannon Sharp acted like it was the end of the world. It was so terrible. Oh, my God. Trent Williams laughs at Cowboy fans. Kyle joined us. We had technical difficulties getting him in here. That kind of messed everything up. But he dropped some great Kyleisms on us, including hair key, absolutes, and bang. Asian hate at the basketball game. And the country of India needs to be destroyed. There's actually one more story that I saved. I'll save it for another day or perhaps on the Patreon. In fact, I will do that. I'll talk about that on the Patreon. One more country of India story about something just ridiculous that has happened there. Thank God, though, because it gives me something to talk about in the podcast. Who is your asshole of the day? Maureen says jerk fan making slant eyes. Asshole of the day. Don't forget to give credit to Kyle for his cow matrix hot take. Asshole of the day for the NFL for fining Bruce Arians. Asshole of the day, Undisputed, and people who watch it. These are all good suggestions. Mental States of America says we should think of a name for the cult of the vaxxed. Like they believe something and then they shoot themselves up. You know, I think you're onto something there. But I think you are a very young person. And I'm going to give you, I don't agree with that, but you're entitled to your opinion. That doesn't matter. But this is what I want to do for you. Mental States of America. And I haven't seen your name before in here. You don't need to write the word like. You probably say it too much. But as you mature, adults don't do that. And so I'm telling you, from my perspective, as an expert in communication, avoid the word like at all costs because it makes you sound like a child. And you don't want that. You want to sound like an adult. So if you have a strong point to make, and then you had a joke, I give you credit for that. But if you had just dropped the likes there, it would read as, we should think of a name for the cult of the vaxxed because they believe something and then shoot themselves up. All right. Not the best joke, but an attempt nonetheless. I can't belittle you because of the attempt. I don't agree with that. I think you should get vaccinated, but all right, I get it. Easy on the likes. Avoid like. I say this to my daughter all the time. And I see this. Shmoo Money says, okay, boomer. Look, I'm trying to make you more money. Because when you get into the job interview with another person who has the same credentials as you and you're dropping like every other word, that other person's going to get the job. You won't get it. I wouldn't hire you. Okay? So just try to weed that out. Maybe not right away, but over time, you're going to want to banish like. Thank you for listening. I hope that helps. And get vaccinated. Okay? All right. Corey is also a young person. He says he's right. Saying like makes you sound like an idiot. I don't know. How old are you? 30? Oh, my God. Okay. So, asshole of the day. Brought to you by TC Paintball and JM Synthetics. This is going to sound weird. It almost sounds like I'm insulting the guy. I'm insulting Asians, but I'm not. It's the guy who made slant eyes at the basketball game. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't make slant eyes at Asian people and say, "Ah, your eyes are slanted. Fuck you." I mean, come on now. There you go. That is your asshole of the day on today's Eric Zane Show podcast. Asshole of the day, Eric, for pulling a Bruce Arians on Benny. Now, that's funny. That is funny. All right. We have a war going on here. As sexy voice Andrea says, I have a name for the vaxxers. It's sheep. Mm-hmm. And then Wise Guy 71 says, I have it. Now, this is Wise Guy 71 words, not mine. I have a name for anti-vaxxers. It's retarded. Now, between those two insults, I would say Wings Guy 71 is better. It's simple, and you can't lose with that word. You see, I still love that word. Okay? I love that word more than anything. But you assholes don't want me to say it. And I want to say it. Okay? Because it's such a great word. But you keep making me so that I can't. And I don't want to upset you. So there you go. I will not say that word as my own words. I'm quoting someone else. So there you go. I would never use that word, like, because some of you would get so pissed off at me, and we just can't have that. All right. Thank you, folks. Enjoy the day. I hope to see all of you on the Patreon. Let me make a good hard push. Why don't you? What the hell? $5. Join me later on today on the Patreon. Just try it out for 1 month. That's all I'm asking. A lot of you already have. But for the rest of you, can you join me on Patreon today? I would love that so much. Patreon.com, patreon.com/Eric Zane. I won't let you down. Okay, have a good one. Chris says, isn't it like Zoom or something? That's what Sarah thought forever. Oh, my God. No, it's not like Zoom, you idiot. Dean says, Bosco's February 4th. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. 4 p.m. Please respond. You can respond via the invite on Zaniac United. And we're trying to get a head count. So either leave it there or send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com. I don't know why. It's always difficult to make you guys do that. But February 4th, that's a Friday, I think. Yeah. At 4 p.m. at Bosco's Pub in Hudsonville, Michigan. Okay? Thank you, folks. Talk to you down the road. Bye-bye.